Are you serious? Are you serious? Iran is calling for the assassination of Benjamin Netanyahu's children. Iran is encouraging its terror allies to pursue the assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's children by publishing personal information about them, their pictures, including recent photographs of the kids lined up in the crosshairs of a gun, and declaring, quote, "We must await the hunt of Hezbollah." I mean, folks, this is getting uglier by the minute. Now, you know the reaction by Benjamin Netanyahu will not be good. But this is all part of a propaganda plan to get the Knesset, to get the Israeli government on March 17th, 2015, that's coming up, to remove Benjamin Netanyahu as the prime minister and put in one of their liberal, left-wing leaning candidates as the new prime minister. And this is what there are factions, without question, in that's going on here. The radical Islamists want Netanyahu out. That's why you're going to see attacks coming from across Syria into the Golan Heights. This is why Hezbollah attacked Israel yesterday. This is why there's bloodshed in the streets of Jerusalem as Palestinians will just drive vehicles, trucks, and just run over 8 and 10 people in the streets of Jerusalem. This is why 2 brothers went into a mosque and just literally took hatchets and murdered 4 or 5 Jewish rabbis in the synagogue while they were praying. This is why a man was on a bus last week, stabbed 17 people on a bus. All of these things that you see happening. This is why Rabbi Glickman was shot 3 times point blank in front of the Menachem Begin Conference Center because he was a leader to try to get the Jews permission for the Jewish people to be able to pray on the Temple Mount. I mean, all of these things that you see going on are propaganda that is just continuing to strike fear, continuing to bring chaos to try to get the Israeli government to remove Netanyahu. And even President Obama refusing to talk with Benjamin Netanyahu coming up this March 3rd. Even Obama, not speaking to him, sends a message of he's shunning him also. Now, thank God the United States Congress and Speaker of the House, John Boehner, have invited Netanyahu to come and to speak. And they want to show their support. They want this government of Netanyahu to stay in power. But this is what's going on. The Iranians are threatening to assassinate his children. Matter of fact, the publication of the personal information and biographies of Netanyahu's children follows an Israeli airstrike last week that killed several key Hezbollah leaders and an Iranian commander affiliated with this country's hardline Revolutionary Guard Corps. Iranian military leaders affiliated with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard threatened in recent days harsh retaliations for the strike and promised to amp up support for Hezbollah as well as Palestinian terrorist organizations. The information was originally published, of course, on an Iranian website in Farsi, which is their language. So it's getting nastier and nastier, trying to pressure Netanyahu into giving in and giving up, because if a new left-wing leaning prime minister is to come in play, he could then allow Iran to have nuclear weapon not be so adamant against it. And the 6 superpowers, which is, of course, Russia and China and the United States and Germany and Britain and France, they could go ahead and let Iran have some form of nuclear capability as what they believe would be an appeasement. All that would do is open up the barn door, and believe me, folks, here we go. They will stock them up and prepare, and Netanyahu knows this. If they can get Netanyahu out of the way, then a new leader could allow Iran to have some type of nuclear energy, and at the same time also negotiate a peace settlement or some type of covenant with many, which is Daniel 9:27. And this, by dividing the land of Israel, by giving up part of the land for a Palestinian state. They'll never get that done through Benjamin Netanyahu. They'll never get past this guy. He will continue to stand for the nation of Israel. So it's getting ugly as Iran is threatening to assassinate the children of Benjamin Netanyahu. Would you pray for the peace of Jerusalem? Will you pray for the peace of Jerusalem? The Bible says you will prosper if you do. There's many ways to prosper in Christianity. Be obedient to the Lord in your giving and your tithe and your offerings, and also pray for the peace of Jerusalem. There's many ways to be blessed. God will look after your family if you pray for the family of leaders and pray for peace in the Middle East. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. We're almost at the end of the generation since Israel became a nation. It's getting very intense. And oh, by the way, we're in a 4 blood moon tetrad on 4 high Jewish feast days. You won't see that again for 400 years. We're running out of time.